Hi guys, it's Mr. Reddy from Outdoor Learning here with you for another remote learning lesson. Okay, so last week you were doing weaving with Mr. Brown, where you were weaving together pieces of thread to make a nice little bracelet. Now this week we are continuing to practice our weaving skills. However, we are going to be weaving with paper. Okay, in my hands here I have got my attempt at weaving with some paper, and it's a fun little skill that you guys are going to have a go at learning today. Okay, so watch the video, pause if you need to go back over anything or just to take your time with things, and have fun. Okay guys, here we go. For today's activity, you are going to need 2 pieces of paper. 2 different colours would work better. As well as that, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a pen or a pencil, as well as a ruler to make sure that you draw straight lines. To start with, I am only going to be concentrating on 1 piece of paper. So I'll put my yellow piece of paper to the side, and I'm going to start with my red piece of paper. Now, as you can see, I am folding my paper in half very carefully, making sure that the corners are touching each other evenly and my piece of paper is in half like so. Once I am confident that I have folded my paper in half correctly, I am going to use my ruler and I am going to draw a line as wide as my ruler all the way down the long side of my paper. Can you see how that's the longer edge? Okay, so that line is very straight there. Now, using the same ruler, I am going to start to draw lines all the way down from the line that I just drew to the very edge of the paper. Now, this is the edge where the fold is, so I'm going down to the fold of the paper like so. Now, you've got to make sure that you have a very steady hand. We want these lines to be very straight, and I am using the width of the ruler each time to make sure that my lines are all the same size. Now I have drawn all my lines, it is time for me to use my scissors to carefully cut all the way up to that first line that I drew. So as you can see, very straight, very careful, all the way to the edge there, but don't go any further. And I do the same all the way down my page. Now, if you've done this correctly, when you open it up, you will see something which looks a lot like this. Okay, guys? And as you can see, there's little gaps there which I can open up. We're going to be using them shortly. Okay? But first, there's something else I need to do. I need to get my other piece of paper. I chose yellow, remember? And I'm going to get my ruler once again, and I am going to draw little lines down my page, making sure that they are extra straight and all the same size like before. Okay guys, so now I've done that, all I need to do is make sure I cut these up very carefully. So I get my scissors once again, and I am going to cut all of these into strips. These are going to be the strips that I'm going to thread or weave through my paper. Now we've cut out our strips, we move on to the fun part, the weaving. So what I am going to do, I am going to weave my yellow paper in and out of my red piece of paper. Once over, then under, over, then under, over, then under, all the way until I get to the other side of the paper, and then I just slide it all the way down to the very end of the slit that I had cut earlier. Once I finished that with that piece, I get my second piece of paper. Now I started with over first, so this time I'm going to go underneath the paper and then come over it, and then under and over and under and over. You will know if you are doing it correctly, because when you push it through all the way to the very end, can you see that there is a checkered shape, a little bit like a chessboard. So the yellows aren't in line with the yellow column that came before. And what I need to do, I need to follow this pattern all the way across my page. Okay, so next time I'm going to go over and then under, over and under, and I keep repeating this, making this squared checkered shape all the way across. And here we have it, boys and girls. I am super happy with how this is finished. What a wonderful weaving pattern there. I've got my red and my yellow covering my page, and I think it looks really cool indeed. Now, you might find doing this just a little bit tricky, but that's okay. Practice makes perfect. Keep on trying, be resilient, and have your very best go at trying to weave in and out. Things you need to remember is that making sure that your lines are super straight and they're all the same size. And as well as that, you remember the pattern. If you start with over, under, next time go under, over, over. And you carry that pattern all the way across until you've got a lovely checkered pattern like this. And that is that, boys and girls. That is how you can make your own pretty pattern using paper and weaving. Now, the colors that you choose are completely up to you. If you want to use more than 2 colors, that is also absolutely fine. Okay, what's important is that you take your time, you keep on being resilient if you find it a little tricky, and you give it your very, very, very best go. Okay, boys and girls, when you are finished, send a photo of your finished artwork, your finished weaving pattern to your teacher, and we will mark it for you. Okay, guys, we are really looking forward to seeing what you can get done for us. Okay, have fun and enjoy.